Welcome to the Sports Playbook. We are your go-to for fast sport news and athlete stories. And in the Spotlight, we give context to the week's biggest story. And in this week's Spotlight, it's Payne Haas and the South Sydney Rabbitohs. This news came out of the blue, and for the NRL, it's probably the biggest signing in the last decade. The Brisbane Broncos prop, Payne Haas, has signed a contract with the South Sydney Rabbitohs from the start of the 2027 season. Currently, that contract is in a 10-day cooling off period, and as we speak, we're at day 5 of that cooling off period. The news came through on Sunday afternoon that Payne had signed a 3-year contract with the South Sydney Rabbitohs from 2027 to 2029, and by doing so, he will reunite with his former coach, Wayne Bennett. The reason why this is such big news is because Payne is one of the biggest names in the NRL competition. He recently just won a premiership with the Brisbane Broncos last year, and he was the go-to in the Brisbane forward pack. Now that he is leaving, that leaves a massive hole for the Brisbane Broncos team. Not to mention, on the same day this announcement came, Adam Reynolds, who is the Brisbane Broncos halfback, announced his retirement at the end of the 2026 season in a massive double blow for the Brisbane Broncos. The context of this signing, when you look from a South Sydney Rabbitohs point of view, they just lost one of their biggest stars, Keon Koloamatangi, to the Dragons on a 5-year deal. So South Sydney had room in their salary cap to play, but we didn't realise how much room they had to play. So Payne's management met with the South Sydney Rabbitohs on Friday, and there was a contract signed by Sunday. This is how quickly this deal has been put together. And for Payne, he's not played for a Sydney club. He's only played for the Brisbane Broncos since he made his debut back in 2018. The coach that gave him his debut is his soon-to-be coach, Wayne Bennett. So here are the facts as we record this. Payne signed a contract on Sunday. We are halfway through a 10-day cooling off period where Payne Haas can actually change his mind. So that contract has been lodged with the NRL, but it hasn't been formally put through just yet. So until the end of that 10-day cooling off period, we won't have official confirmation that Payne has made this move. But what we do understand is that Payne Haas has let the Brisbane Broncos know, including his teammates, that 2026 will be his final season at the club. But it's important to know that Payne Haas has not publicly come out and made comment of this massive news. So we'll be waiting to the end of that cooling off period to hopefully find out more news from Payne. So what's the fallout? From a Brisbane Broncos point of view, this is a hard start to their campaign to defend the premiership. Not only will they lose Payne Haas at the end of the season, but they'll have Adam Reynolds retiring as well, a double blow for the defending premiers. But if you're a South Sydney fan, you are no doubt rejoicing at the news that Payne Haas is likely to join the club from next season. So what's next in the Payne Haas South Sydney story? We won't hear any more news until week commencing the 16th of February. And from that point, we should know if Payne Haas will officially be confirmed as a South Sydney Rabbitoh for the 2027 season. If you're a South Sydney fan, your Christmas news has no doubt come in February. But if you're a Brisbane Broncos fan, this is the year to savour Payne Haas, the once-in-a-generation talent who will be moving on. That is this week's Sports Playbook Spotlight. If this episode made you feel more informed and in the know, please share this episode with a friend and keep following on the Sports Playbook social channels. We are your go-to for fast sport news and athlete stories. We will see you next Thursday and we'll shine a spotlight on the biggest news story in sport.